Hey, welcome back, guys. So today on this video, we are talking about your ThriveCart, and more specifically, I'm going to quickly answer a question I keep getting a lot on my other video, and that is, how do you create a course inside of ThriveCart? So let's go ahead and talk about this. First off, guys, real quick video, not too many steps involved, so be sure to stick around to the end of the video. But why would you want to create your course in ThriveCart anyways? Well, that's pretty easy. If you're running an online business selling products through ThriveCart, you know that ThriveCart has a course creator built right into their platform. It's called ThriveCart Learn, and it's already included in your membership. Whatever the case is, it's a pretty easy process. It's handled here in your ThriveCart dashboard. Check my video description. I'll try to leave the written instructions there as well. But I've already logged into my ThriveCart, and this is the home screen. Now here on the home screen, if you want to create a course in ThriveCart, you're going to click on the Learn button here on the top right. It looks like a graduation cap. Okay, once you do that, you're going to see this button here, New Project. So basically, projects are a containment for a certain type of courses. So for example, this is my project for Chinese language courses, and here is my Spanish courses, and then a food project. Once you create a project, you can go ahead and create multiple courses inside of that project. So for this purpose of this video, I'm going to go ahead and click New Project. And let's say that these are courses based on regional food and countries in Europe. Europe food courses. Okay, so this is not customer facing. So this is just for me to know how to organize my courses. So I'm going to click Create Project. Okay, so now inside of my project Europe food courses, I can have a course on Italian food. I can have a course on Spanish food, a course on Portuguese food, and I can sell all of those courses separate individually. So next, what we're going to do in order to create a course in ThriveCart, we're going to click here, Create New Course. So following that theme, let's go ahead and make this course about Italian food. So I'm going to go ahead and name this course Italian Food Best Recipes. Okay, here you can go ahead and upload a course logo. This is going to be customer facing. So let me open this up. Okay, so I added an image. Here we can go ahead and add an author. So I'll put my name, and then you can upload your profile image if you want. You can add a description. These are the best Italian recipes from all regions. Okay, here we're going to go ahead and add a support email. So that way, if any of my students have any questions, okay, so that's a support email. Default language, I'm going to leave it in English. You can go ahead and change that to these other ones if you want. And then course layout. Generally, I'm doing video courses, so I like this layout, but you can choose whichever one fits your brand. Next, we're going to click on Create My Course. Okay, now we are in the course editor. So when you're building a course in ThriveCart, it's split up into modules and lessons. So if you think about it like a book, a module is going to be something like a chapter, and inside each chapter, you're going to have various lessons. So since we're doing a course on Italian food, we're probably going to have a module right here about pasta. So we'll do a pasta module and create module, and then we'll add another module right here on this button. And then we're going to have another module about pizza, and you can continue adding more and more modules. So let's add another module about salad. So Italian salads. So create module. Okay, so now what we're going to do is inside of the pasta module, we're going to have various recipes. So maybe we're going to do one recipe about spaghetti, another one about fettuccine alfredo, another one about carbonara. So let's go ahead and add a lesson here on the left. Okay, so this lesson is going to be about spaghetti, and create my lesson. Okay, you can see it added down here under salad. Don't worry about that. I'm going to show you how to correct that. And let's go ahead and add another lesson about carbonara and create my lesson. And let's add a lesson about Hawaiian pizza. Hawaiian pizza. Okay, so create my lesson. So now we have outlined it into 3 different modules and 3 different lessons we're adding in. So spaghetti belongs in the pasta. So all you're going to do is just grab it here, and then you just drag it up to the pasta. And Hawaiian pizza, this one belongs under the pizza module. So we'll grab that, drag it here. And carbonara, that's going to be up here in pasta. And then once they're in the correct module, you can arrange them. So maybe I want them to go ahead and learn about spaghetti first. So I'll drag this up, and now they're going to be in a chronological order as spaghetti. Okay, now before we start building out our lessons, up here on the right, you're going to see instant and dripped. So basically instant means that once your students have paid for the course, are Italian first, they're going to get instant access. So they'll be able to access all of the lessons and modules. However, if you want to drip it, you can click right here, and then you can set up time periods, days of the month, or a specific calendar date. So that's really up to you. So basically, if you want your entire student base to travel at the same time, or maybe you want them to wait a certain amount of time before they move on to the next lesson, you can set that up here. I'm not going to do that for this particular course. Okay, next what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and set up our pasta module. So over here on the right, we're going to click Edit Page. So here we can go ahead and set up this module. So you can see it's about pasta. We have our 2 lessons right here. We can go ahead and drag various elements over to explain the situation. So we can let them know this is the best set of lessons about pasta. Do not skip. Okay, and then we're going to click on Save. And if you want to add a video in here, you can do that. Just drag all these little elements right on over, the ones that you want, and drop it where you want it to show up. So we can add a video right there if we want, and then we're going to click on save once we're finished. Now we can go ahead and move on to the lessons. So let's go ahead and set up spaghetti lesson. We're going to click on edit. Okay, so let's go ahead and change the title. This is about spaghetti. Okay, and then here, maybe we're going to have the ingredients. So we're going to click in here. Once you click into the box, you're going to see these kind of dotted turquoise lines. That means you're editing that box. So let's go ahead and delete this text. So we're going to need ingredients. So we'll say noodles, tomatoes, olives if you like them, onions, garlic, sugar. Okay. And then same thing, once you click out of it, you're going to see all these elements on the side. So maybe we're going to go ahead and add some pictures. So let's grab this image, drag it right on over, and I'm going to grab a picture of spaghetti and use image. Okay. So this is the best spaghetti. Then I would have a picture of spaghetti. I'm going to do the ingredients, and then maybe I'm going to go back here to the elements, and I'm going to add more text. And then here, maybe I'm going to go ahead and have instructions. Step 1, step 2, step 456. Okay. And then also you can go ahead and add in videos. So maybe I'm going to show them a video of me making spaghetti. I would just click in here, and then you can go ahead and embed HTML code. This can be from basically any YouTube video. Just go to the share feature and then click on embed. And then we're going to go back. Okay. So basically that is our spaghetti lesson. So then we're going to go ahead and click on publish. And then you would just go one by one. So build out spaghetti, build out carbonara. So as you can see, it's a time-consuming process, but the nice thing is once you get the lessons set up, this is not really something you have to come in and maintain, depending on whatever type of course you're selling. Also, if you happen to be traveling in Italy and you find a new recipe, you can always come back in here and add another lesson. So if you're going to be increasing your prices to your course in the future, you can justify that by adding in more and more lessons. So right now we only have 3 recipes, but over the course of a year or 2 years, it is possible that I could expand this to 200, 300 different recipes. So the price of a course that has 300 recipes is going to be a lot different than a course that only has 3 recipes. Okay, so once you're finished, go ahead and click on save. Okay, now it's going to let you know course saved successfully, and then we're going to go to the dashboard. So now you have created your Italian food best recipes in your Europe food courses project. Now, if you want to share the link, you can hover over it and then click here on these 3 dots and then get a quick link. Now, if you're going to be selling this course, you're going to need to set up a sales page. If you need help setting that up, go back and watch my other video that describes that in detail. But to give you a brief rundown, all you're going to do is click on these 3 horizontal lines at the top. You're going to click create new project, digital, and then create new product. Here you can name the product Italian food best course recipes. You're going to make it live. Here you're going to connect a processor. So I'll connect my PayPal. Here you can set up pricing. So set product price. You can do a subscription or a one-time fee for your course. For me, I'm going to do a one-time fee. And let's say I'm going to charge $500 for this. Trial period, you can set that up so that way they can go in and view your course. I don't really like to do that, so I'm going to leave it at none and then click on next and save. Order bumps, you can add that. That's if you're going to try to increase your average order value. I don't really need to do that for this particular product. Bump rules, same thing. But this one is really important, fulfillment up here on the top. Okay, so again, you do have to have a support email. Okay, so there's my support email. And then this right here is very important. What should happen after the purchase? So as soon as your student makes the purchase, you want to route them into your course. And that can be set up automatically. You're going to click here and add them to my membership site. And here you want to choose ThriveCart Learn. And then here, we're going to click here and then choose Italian food best recipes and click on next. So here it brings you to the checkout. You're going to set up your checkout page by clicking here, Browse Gallery. So choose any one of these checkout pages that fit your brand. I like this one right here, so I'm going to select this. Okay, so this is a 3-step checkout. So you can click up here. 1, they're going to need to enter in their email. They can see the price to continue. After that, they're going to be brought here to step 2, where they can go ahead and make their payment. They're advised of the price, and you can fill this out with social proof. And then lastly, after that, they'll be brought to the success page. So this is basically after they've already made their payment, they're going to get this, and they can scroll to the bottom and then click here to access their course. And then you're going to click on complete. Here you can go ahead and set up tracking with your Facebook Pixel or Google Analytics. And then lastly, automation, that doesn't really apply to here, but you can add people into your email list automatically after they've signed up for your course if you want to do that. And then once you're finished, click here, save and get URL. Okay, so here is your Italian food best courses recipe. And you can click here to copy the URL, and you can paste that into a Facebook post, into your Instagram, wherever you normally sell your courses. And if you want to see what it looks like, you can click here, view checkout. Okay, so here is our order page. So like I said, if they want to buy my Italian food best course recipe, they'll need to enter in their email address. After that, they'll be routed to the payment. After the payment, they're going to get a link that automatically gives them access to the course that we just created in ThriveCart. So there you have it, guys. If you're wondering how to create a course in ThriveCart, that's the easiest way I know how to do it. If you know an easier way, be sure to leave a comment below. Let the rest of us know how you did it. Hopefully you found that video useful. If so, click thumbs up or maybe consider subscribing to my channel, and I hope to see you on the next video. Thanks again for watching.